Hello guys, Brad here again with another fragrance review, and today I'm going to review a very popular and well-known fragrance, and that is from the house of Abercrombie and Fitch, and it is called Fierce. And this is a decant that I got from the Fragrance Decant Boutique. They were nice enough to send me some samples, and I'm very grateful for that because if you look around, you probably have a hard time finding samples of Fierce. You might not want to buy the full-size bottle right off the bat. You might want to check it out first. Well, thanks to websites like Fragrance Decant Boutique, it's possible you can just get yourself a little sample, decant, and check it out before you decide whether or not you want to buy it. And that's what I was able to do. And I've worn the entire decant up. I just put on the rest of it, getting ready to go out to a birthday party with my son here, and I'll be wearing Fierce probably for the last time ever. So this is a 2002 release and is classified as a woody aromatic fragrance. Notes, all kinds of notes here. Top notes of petitgrain, cardamom, lemon, orange, and fir. Middle notes are jasmine, rosemary, rose, lily of the valley. In the base we have vetiver, musk, oak moss, and Brazilian rosewood. So what do I think of this fragrance? Well, it's actually a rather complex fragrance when I think about it. These notes all blend together and make a very nice, pleasant smell. You get so many different things going on here. You get some citrus from the orange and the lemon. You get this coniferous woody fir note. You get like a sweet, spicy cardamom. You get a little bit of an herbalness from the rosemary. There's florals in here, but this is in no way, shape, or form a feminine fragrance. The florals here, I think, just kind of soften it up a little bit, and maybe some musk in the base. Not really mossy or anything like that to my nose. It's a pretty pleasant fragrance. I think the only problem is that this fragrance is pretty well known. A lot of people have worn it back in the day. It kind of falls into that same category of fragrances, unfortunately, like Acqua di Gio and Curve. Cool Water, it's one of those fragrances that, when you wear it, you're not exactly, the most unique smelling person in the room. And that's normally what I strive to be when I wear this fragrance. However, I guess you could make the argument that since I think most of the people that talked about Fierce were probably talking about this, 10 years ago or so, maybe there's a whole new generation of people out there that haven't smelled Fierce. And if that's the case, you might want to check it out again and maybe see how it does on your skin. I think most people consider this to be sort of like a youthful scent or maybe like a beginner scent. But I find that I think it works pretty well on a more mature person as well. I think 35 and up could wear it easily as well. It doesn't come across in that same way that a lot of the modern designers seem to be, like very sweet and bubblegum-like, floral, unisex smelling. This is definitely a masculine scent, in my opinion. I think the ladies will respond because they want their men to smell like men, and I think this will do a good job of doing that. It's kind of interesting, some of the comparisons you see on online here. Some people say it smells a lot like Mont Blanc's Legend. I think there are some people compare it to Curve. I think one person said it smelled like if Curve and Platinum Egoist had a baby. So, I think there are some other fragrances that came out that smell similar, but I think Fierce probably does have its own unique little vibe and will be well loved by many members of the fragrance community for a long time because it has done so well with compliments and everything over the years. But let's get into some final scores to see how I really feel about this scent. The smell, I'm going to give it 7 out of 10. I think it's a nice smelling fragrance. I have no problems wearing it. Just feel a little bit like, maybe it's one of those been there, done that type fragrances. Projection longevity, I'll give it 7 out of 10. Probably like a 2 to 4 hour type scent to my nose. Some people say that the vintage Fierce might be a lot better than the newer reformulated versions of Fierce. I can't really say much about that. This is the only Fierce I've ever really tried on my skin. Now, uniqueness, I'm going to give it 6.5 out of 10. I think since this fragrance was so popular back in the day, it's probably inspired a lot of copycats over the years, and just the fact that other people have worn it, and you might get into that "you smell like my boyfriend" territory with Fierce. I can only give it about 6.5 out of 10 for uniqueness. Versatility, I'll say 8 out of 10 because I think this is great for day wear. I think you can wear it out, on a date, night on the town or whatever. I think you wear it year round. So it's pretty versatile fragrance. It's not something that only suits a certain time of day or time of year. Price point. This is another thing that kind of surprised me about Fierce. Even after all these years, it still seems to be a pricey fragrance. 50 mLs, $58. 100 mLs, $78.74. And this is even online where you might normally get a better price point on fragrances. But I think since this is a store scent, probably not as easily found at discounters as a lot of these other fragrances are. So price point is a bit concerning for a fragrance that's been out on the market for this long, but maybe because it's such a top seller, it's able to maintain its appeal and its high price point. So overall, for me, I'm going to give this one 6.5 out of 10. I thought it was pleasant to wear. I didn't get any, feedback on it at work, no complaints or compliments. I did feel a slightly, you know, like I was wearing something that has been done before to death a little bit. But glad I finally got a chance to check it out. I'd recommend anybody that's into fragrances, especially just starting out, check out Fierce because it is a strong contender as one of the top compliment getters of all time in the fragrance world. So those are my thoughts on Fierce. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.